Hey guys, welcome to Picksburgh. My name is Anthony. I appreciate you joining us for another one of these live sports card Q&A shows with my homie Nate. Every day I'm hustling.
What up?
So, guys, I really appreciate y'all being here. I know this is a different time and day than we normally do this show, but we're going to start experimenting with that a little bit. So we figured we'd try Friday out, see how that works, see if you guys like that any better than Saturday night. Seems like Saturday night seems to be a little bit of a traffic jam. So we want to just see when the best time for, all of you guys to, be able to hang out and talk sports cards with us. Do you want to give some shout outs to some people that are in the chat? Big shout out to Cha-Cha, the junking data girl, for being the newest member of the channel. Really appreciate her. She is awesome. A big shout out to my man Michael over there at Huddle Card Collection. Him and his son are doing big things over there. If you guys haven't checked out that channel, make sure you do. He's a really good dude. And if you like thrifting and that kind of stuff, he also has another channel called The Thrifting Goomba. But really good dude. Really good friend of the channel. We got Simeon in the house. What is up, my friend? Awesome to see you. We got Frank in the house, rocking that Pittsburgh Pirate logo. Loving it. Stacy's in the house. What is up? He's at the doctor. We stopped to say what's up either way. Appreciate you. Thanks for stopping in, my friend. Hip flipping mama. What is going on, mama? You guys may have had the opportunity to see Mama live on this channel yesterday when we were waiting in line to get into HGA. And I thought, for the longest time, I was going to actually get in. But, literally within the last 100 cards, they're like, yeah, you're beat.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. It literally looked like I was going to get in the whole time. And then basically, if I got in, Paul was going to get in because he was, less than 100 away from me. You know what I mean? So it was it got to the very end and it was yeah, neither of you guys are getting in. But you know what? One thing that was really cool about it is that there was a whole lot of new people that have never been a part of a live stream or, to my knowledge, even really watched videos yet, but they were waiting in line for HGA 2. So I don't know if maybe they were searching people waiting in line for HGA, and it was just pretty cool. It was a whole chat full of people that were waiting in line to hopefully get some cards graded. So I really like that, man. I think that might be something I try to incorporate a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're doing it anyway, you know what I mean? Your computer exactly. and you're waiting in line and everything else. So I mean, why not be a cool little hangout club, hopefully for people to get them cards.
And it doesn't suck as bad when other people are in line. And at least I can celebrate somebody else getting some sick cards in if I don't. You know what I mean? That's right. The best part about Dakota does those Friday night live streams on his channel, and literally last week it was everybody in the chat was getting in. It was awesome. And then the great thing about his live stream is it literally reminds me when I get that 30-minute reminder, I need to get on their website. But yeah, man, it was pretty awesome. Michael said that the 50-cent boxes, he got 12 extra cards, 5 numbered, 1 relic, 1 auto, and 5 of color. That is awesome, man. I have a buddy that I always get a lot of fire sale stuff from him, and almost every time I get numbered Steelers, Cavs, all kinds of crazy stuff. It's awesome. John's in the house. Dad's Vintage Garage. Good to see you, man. How's the weather over there in Virginia today, man?
I was looking at some of my PSA stuff to see where if anything new was popping up, and my Express went to level 5, which is it's actually at 6 now. Quality control check 1 on that Kobe I sent in, so we'll be able to see shortly what I got on it.
Yeah, Simeon, I'm not surprised. The Pirates are not really the most prestigious of organizations. Funny thing was, I was hanging out with my buddy Marty yesterday. We went to some LCSs, and I was like, dude, it's 75% capacity at PNC Park now. We should go to the Pirates game, I haven't been to a game in 2 years, because of COVID and whatnot. And he was like, dude, I refuse to put a dime in that organization's pocket. I was like, dang, okay. You don't even like want to come on Dollar Dog Night or anything?
It's so horrible how like that team operates. They operate it strictly on the dollars and cents versus, you know, like putting a championship team together, or okay, well, we're not a big market team, but we're gonna have to you know, like get a lot of young talent and hope it all like hits at the right time and we can actually succeed.
Yeah.
And they end up just trading like every decent player that they have, you know, basically like, or like right before they're due like their first like big contract after their rookie contract, and then we never know.
Yep. Big shout out to my man Thrift Beast. What up, Chris? Good to see you, my man. Dude, I picked up some colored Siakam at the LCS the other day, man. I don't remember if I still have a stack for you. If not, I was gonna just throw them in. But yeah, some like different colored parallels. I think from like Optic and Mosaic, and I don't know if there might be a Prism in there somewhere, but. Yeah, man, if I still have a stack for you, I'll just throw it in there. Bartermania, what is going on? Appreciate you being here. What is going on? Appreciate you being here. We got like all types of people coming in on the Twitch side, and they're trying to teach us how to be famous. Word of advice: if you want to be famous, it's probably not going to happen on a live stream with 9 people. But hey, I'm not going to hate on you. I appreciate you coming over from Twitch. I'm like probably the worst Twitch streamer in the world. Like I don't know how to figure out how to get my videos to stay there after I'm live, and like I think I only have 1 follower. I'm like literally the worst Twitch streamer. I think your mic's off again, Nate.
I finally got my gaming Twitched up to like 50 followers. But yeah, I get those people come around every once in a while where they drop random nonsense, and Collie knows what that is really.
Yeah, nutting is awful. Like, how long do you think Brian Hayes has? Like, we should start a poll, like, amongst us, like, Pittsburghers. Like, how long do we have to enjoy Brian Hayes?
Let's see. First of all, how many years do we, is his contract for? Because if it's like say 3 years, we will have him probably for 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, Mama. Like, it's crazy how like baseball and like some teams are like, for example, Steelers. They're always just on our local like, KDKA, like our basic local station. But like the Pirates and the Penguins, they go onto like separate stations for their games. That like, for me, like I just have the basic package. You know what I mean? So like, I don't even get most of the Pirate or Penguin games, and I live in Pittsburgh. So that sucks. Honestly, I don't blame him, Michael. I really don't. You know, he says that Hayes said he won't sign a long-term deal. I mean, I don't know that I would either if I was going to be with a team that's uncompetitive, like for in perpetuity, pretty much. Like we had that one like good year. What was it, like 2013 or 2014? One of them years. Where we like made the playoffs and it was like, oh my God, it's October and there's baseball in Pittsburgh. Like
that was awesome.
Did Doc Brown show up at the DeLorean or like what's going on here?
Whenever we psyched out that one pitcher from Cincinnati, that was like the most amazing like baseball moment we ever had in like the last like 25 years or something like that. So
what's up, Sarkon? Appreciate you being here. If I said that wrong, please correct me. So, yeah, I think one thing I really wanted to touch on today, and I kind of wanted to get your guys' opinion on this as well, because as you know, I'm a huge Darius Garland fan, right? So, and this kind of applies for anybody that's in the same situation as Garland. Now, he signed with Upper Deck, like as far as like his signature and stuff goes. So, as far as cards go, the only set that really produces a Darius Garland autograph is Goodwin Champions. But the problem with Goodwin Champions is it looks like a booty hole. So, um, I love to collect autographs of my favorite players, but if you're going to buy a Good Ones Champions Darius Garland, you're going to spend probably like $80-$90 on like a good one that's like semi-gradable. One thing I did was recently, rather than picking up that Darius Garland, I said rather than spending $90 on Good Ones Champions, which is literally the most terrible looking card I've ever seen. Like he's not even wearing like a NBA jersey. You know what I mean? Some of them he's wearing like a camouflage jersey. Some of them he's wearing a blue jersey. It's like, you know what I mean? It just looks so generic and fake. So I'm like, for $90, I could have that, or I could have an actual basketball, which is like the one they use on the court that has been PSA certified for $100. It's like, why would I not do that? You know what I mean? Like, for those players that like legitimately we can't get in a good set. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like Sexton, I can get his stuff in Prism. I can get his stuff in Optic. Like any of our favorite sets that are very valuable, that are collectible, that are, that will continue to go up in value. Not saying the Good Win Champions can't, but compared to some of the better sets, I really don't see it, holding great value. Like personally, I think like an actual ball with his signature, like it even says first round pick, 2019 on here. Let me see if I can pull that up for you, and then I'll like show you the difference kind of between like this ball. You know what I mean? Like that's a nice signature on there. You know what I mean? Like it's an NBA official ball. Here's the PSA official label on there. There's the certificate of authenticity. You know what I mean? So like it was like I could have something sweet like that for $10 more. Or let me show you guys these terrible, like what these cards look like. I got some on my watch list. Yeah, Sarkon said that he was he became a Pirates fan in the early 90s, thought he was onto a winner. In the early 90s, like you probably weren't wrong, and then it was like, okay, I guess we don't need Barry Bonds and Bobby Bonilla and Andy Van Slyke and like basically all of the guys that made baseball my childhood great. Are you from the Pittsburgh area, Sarkon? I think the thing with the Pirates too is they're just so classic with that, like that P, just that clean P, like that hat. Like it's just even iconic, like even in like music videos and like pop culture almost.
Thing that's cool about the ball is like display wise, like if you're, like kind of like what I did, like the Funkos you could do like with the ball and everything like that. The only thing I would say with that possibly could happen, say Darius Garland turns into like a top 5, top 20 player, the card might be worth more because if you get it graded and because there's not as many autos of the cards, that possibly could be worth more later on. But I mean, the ball would also go up in price as well. So I mean, the only way I would say that the card probably would have been better is if he turns into that top 20 player. But the safest bet would be the ball, and the cooler thing is the ball. So I would have bought the ball.
That's kind of what I was thinking, man. Like, because like I have like so very little memorabilia left. Like I used to have the sickest memorabilia collection because I was a ball boy for the Steelers for 4 years. So like literally anything I wanted, like that was like real authentic, like game used, I would just be like, hey, can I have that? And will you sign it? And they would. You know what I mean? Like Plexico Burris, like literally gave me a pair of cleats with still dirt and grass in them, and he signed each one. You know what I mean? Awesome. Like Bettis like signed his like game used gloves that literally were black and yellow with like the 36s on the wrist and stuff. You know what I mean? Like most of the stuff I just gave away. You know what I mean? Like I could literally have like the sickest like Steelers collection right now. Like if I didn't just like give away almost everything, but I do still have a game used ball by Bettis because he was like literally my favorite player of all time.
Yeah, with the ball, you basically just have to make sure it's like not in some like bad weather area, like like in a garage or something like that, because it would like crack or whatever if it gets not enough air in it or whatever. So if you have it on display, like I know you will, that's a good purchase.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to meet Jerome. I was with the team from 2000 through 2003. So that was basically like the Cordell Stewart, Tommy Maddox years. And like the draft picks were like Plexico Burris was the big draft pick the first year I was there. Second year was Casey Hampton, Kendrell Bell. Then it was Kendall Simmons, who was a guard out of maybe Auburn. He went to I can't remember where he was out of, but and then the last year Troy Polamalu was the first round pick that they drafted, and then literally the year after I was no longer a ball boy, they draft Ben Roethlisberger. Just like literally probably the best player to come along Steelers like history, like since Jerome Bettis.
Yeah, that'd have been awesome to get his auto, especially on his rookie card or something.
What's up, Nate? Good to see you, man.
What up?
Yeah, I have like, I'm actually prepared for once, like live stream wise. Nate says, I wonder why no one said hi. I have like 3 live streams, I think, scheduled currently on the channel. And I think the newest one scheduled is we're having a really special edition of this show next week where we're going to be interviewing the personal finance dad. You guys aren't familiar with him. He's super close to 10,000 subscribers. Go over there and tell him Picksburgh every day I'm hustling sent you over. That'd be super cool. But yeah, he's a really good guy in the hobby. He puts out a ton of content. He's really positive. But Nate and I are going to be interviewing him on Monday the 19th at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So if you guys want to mark your calendar for that, it's going to be a really good time. So what do you think the play is then, Nate, like in a situation like that? Like obviously Garland's a good player. Do we think he's going to be top 20 all time? I hope so because he's a Cav, but realistically, probably not.
Right.
He has a ton of potential, man. Like I watch YouTube videos all the time, just like of like Cavalier practice stuff. And he did this like practice thing in the off season in between like COVID and all that stuff, like Ben Simmons and like a bunch of other like NBA point guards and like players like that kind of play the same position. And like Ben Simmons the whole time was like, man, this dude is sick. Like he couldn't like I might have even sent you a link. I was like, look, Ben Simmons is getting pointers on how to, how it's done from the Cavs or something like that. But man, like this dude just like he is so nasty with it. You know what I mean? And like I don't even think like we've even seen like the tip of the iceberg due to like injuries and stuff like that he's dealt with.
Right. I mean, like I said, either way, I think it's a good buy because I mean his auto is pretty rare-ish because of the deal that he has in play, like just like LeBron and MJ and those type of guys. So you're not going to see those guys autos and all those different packs. So if you get a ball, I think the ball, unless like like I was saying, like he gets to be that top 20 type of guy, I think the ball would be more valuable and cooler. You know what I mean? Especially from a fan standpoint where you're at.
Oh, Nate was sarcastic. I didn't realize that. What's up, man? So he says, I love some Pirates and Penguins, but hate the Steelers. You are literally like the opposite of 90% of Pittsburgh. Because like the pecking order is literally like, honestly, most people put the Steelers above like their religion in Pittsburgh. It's that big of a sickness here. You know what I mean? So like Steelers and then like Penguins, because the Penguins have been like really good lately, especially since we drafted Crosby and Malkin and all them guys. You know what I mean? And so Pens are really hot. And then Pirates are like take it or leave it for most people. You know what I mean? Like for me, I love going to Pirate games and stuff, but like I don't have the channel that their package is on. And am I hurting by it? Not really. You know what I mean? Like, and I live in Pittsburgh and I like the Pirates, but you know what I mean? Like that's just like, I think most Pittsburgh people, like there are a segment of like true, like diehard, like Pirate people diehard Penguin people that like love those teams like even above the Steelers. I would think. Like I'm pretty sure probably Wicked Discounts. You know what I mean? He's probably like one of the biggest Pittsburgh Pirate fans I've like ever like met in real life or even on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, but for the most part, I think most people are probably like. Would you agree with that, Nate? Like in Pittsburgh, like diehard Steelers, love the Pens, and Buccos are cool.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are just, the writing's on the wall with the management team and everything. You know what I mean? Like they honestly, buy in guys for cheap, and then they bring them in and hope that they can develop them into, or they can have a decent enough season where they can get traded, so they can get more draft picks or more prospects than for them to trade later on when they become good as well. It's just a cycle. You know what I mean? Like for us, like we've had bad teams for like the last 25 years. We had two teams that got in the wild card spot.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's obvious that their design of what they're trying to do isn't really working. If it was, we would at least be more competitive year after year, or retain some of this talent, because I mean, sometimes whenever you get a guy that, can hit 40 home runs or 30 home runs, you just have to sign him. You know what I mean? You just have to do it. And our management team's like, well, we have to trade him because I'm not paying him. And if the thing that's crazy is when the Pirates were good those couple of years, the wild card teams, and it went to the playoffs, you've seen how PNC Park could really fill out and really sell out and everything like that. Like we had amazing attendance. I went to games, and I'm kind of the same way. Like I'm not going to go unless they're winning and they have a shot, or they have a good enough team on paper where they are going to contend, or whatever the case is. I just feel like I'm just giving money to the management people to make more money versus actually being proud of my like team. You know what I mean? Like,
what's messed up? You know how I choose to go to the Pirate games? Like this is the most messed up thing. Like as a fan of the team, I go to Dollar Dog nights. I go to pup nights. So I can like literally take Hunter to the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I go to like those like special promotional things. Like if there's something cool they're giving away that I want, like I'll go get tickets for that game.
Yeah, I mean, that's for the most part the giveaway nights and like different promotions, like you said, are like what the only chance they have to sell out. Like once they get close to 4th of July, like firework night's going to be like probably the one game that they either sell out or be max capacity because of the COVID restrictions right now or whatever. So you know what I mean? Like it just, if they would actually put some money into the team, people will show up. But it's like they want us to show up while they're bad and while they don't spend any money so they can make a bunch of money. Then they go, okay, well, we made say 900 million this year because everyone came to the ballpark. Well, we'll put in an extra 100 million in payroll, or 50 million payroll. And it's like, yeah, well, that ain't going to help overnight. So like, it's just like it's like a bad like cycle with the team. We get these players that are in the contracts or due to make big money. We trade them for prospects or guys that have no experience, and then we kind of just do the same thing over and over.
That's the problem with them, though. You know what I mean? Like, how can you ever be like a championship caliber team if literally every time somebody gets like really good, you just turn them into prospects, and then like literally like all you're doing is just breeding like awesome players for the rest of the league. Like we're literally like the G League of the MLB right now. But I agree with this. The breaks. The Pirates are better this year. Honestly, as long as we have Cabrian, like I think there's going to be some excitement around Pirate baseball. You know what I mean? But like the thing that like jades me a little bit as a fan, it's like, man, we're finally getting excited about Josh Bell, and it's like, oh, we don't have Josh Bell anymore. You know what I mean? It's like Andrew McCutchen, like he's still beloved here. You know what I mean? Like we just get rid of these guys that are so like that are good for the city. You know what I mean? And like it's like the minute I'm like super invested in a Pirate, it's like he's no longer a Pirate. Like that's what sucks as a Pirates fan.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I'll never not like the Pirates. You know what I mean? It's like you can't be from Pittsburgh and not like them. You know what I mean? It's like, but I think there's various levels of like for them in the city. But like, just like going to Cleveland, like there's a very big number of people that just are disinterested in the Cavaliers. You know what I mean? Like, and they had LeBron James there for X number of years twice.
Right.
Like literally, like I go into like Cleveland LCSs and like guys tell me how Isaac Okoro is offensively challenged and like literally give me his cards for nothing. It's like, and then there's like a lot of other places that don't even really stock the Cavaliers and stuff like that. Like, which is, it's insane because even in Pittsburgh, like you figure there's going to be Pirate stuff everywhere, even though the Pirates like really aren't, as desirable in my opinion.
Yeah, it's what they need to do is sell the team. Honestly, they need to have somebody come in like the guy who bought the Mets, for example. He's coming here to win. You know what I mean? He wants to put a contender out like ASAP, not like 10 years from now, not 20 years from now, like over just stacking prospects. But you know what I mean? Like he's there to put a winner on the field, and that's all we ask as fans. And like. I'll glance at a game here and there, but I can't watch a team that basically is built to farm guys for other teams for them to, help them win. You know what I mean? Like, we helped the Astros win the World Series a couple years ago, or in Tampa Bay. We had so many players on their team last year that we traded to them, and look how they did, last year. So it's just really unfortunate, man. It really is. Like, my kids won't probably see a Pirate game because we probably won't be in contention for the next, X amount of years. And, eventually I'll take them out to one, like for like a firework night or something, or if I get like free tickets or something, like that's basically it for me. Like, but I'll go support the Pirates. Not the Pirates, Steelers, the Penguins, and I'm all for them. Like, but like, honestly, as a fan and true diehard Pittsburgh everything, it's hard for me to root for the Pirates, man. It just really is.
It's not hard for me to root for them. I just don't have high expectations a lot because I'm used to like getting excited and then getting let down. You know what I mean? It's like that uncle that you love that always promises to come over and like do right, but then never does. Like that's how I feel towards the Pirates. You know what I mean?
Like for example, like Paul said, "Go Dodgers." Like the Dodgers, they spend a ton of money. Yeah. They're an amazing market. Even if they spent half or even like a third of possibly their payroll or whatever, just to have a chance of having some big bats in the middle of the lineup instead of having these just young talent and you hope they become that or whatever. You have to have something in your lineup that strikes fear. You got to have a good pitching staff. You can't just pull these young arms out of the minor leagues and think they're going to be the next Cy Young winners for us because it's tough coming up from the minors to the big leagues, man.
Yep. What's up, Stash? Good to see you, my friend. Really appreciate you being here. Me, Joe Green, man. Like in my opinion, that might be the best Steeler of all time. Well, like, it's hard for. He's a defensive player, so he's not going to get the love. But it's really hard for me to say anybody is a better Pittsburgh Steeler than Mean Joe Green.
What baseball needs to do from a league wide standpoint is put a salary cap in.
Yeah.
Because every year you see these guys getting like insane contracts. There's probably a guy that's probably making more than the whole Pirates payroll. You know what I mean? And the smaller market teams aren't making as much money as these bigger teams, and that's why they're able to spend the way they are. And after they have a chance of winning a playoff game and all the playoffs. But if there was like a salary cap involved where you have to at least make, at least spend like 75% of your cap, that would force the Pirates to actually spend money, which is kind of would make us more competitive, which would make the league more competitive instead of just like, okay, these 5 teams are going to spend, I don't even know how much they spent this year, but say $250 million. You know what I mean? And then you got the Pirates who spent, 20. You know what I mean? Like it's that big of a difference for the most part.
Yeah. This is a good point too, MSC. Like as a collector of the team, I love that they're rebuilding and we're getting so many, like the fact that I can like actually open up baseball products and like actually hunt for a Pirate and it means something is amazing. You know what I mean? Like for me, like I'm not that big of a baseball collector, but I'll get into breaks just to buy the Pirates, or I'll, you know what I mean? Like I'll try to pick up some of the more key sets, like some of the newer guys and stuff like that, just so I have them, because I like to look through like that stuff every once in a while. You know, I have a separate box for each one of the teams I PC, but yeah, I mean, actually being able to, hunt for somebody like a Brian Hayes is like awesome. You know what I mean? That's like literally like if you're a New Orleans Pelicans fan hunting for Zion last year, in my opinion. Like that's how I feel, because like that he's the best player that's come through Pittsburgh in a while. Yeah, Drifters, I completely agree. Lovable losers. He said it's weird once they do become good, like the Bills. I mean, really, it really takes one good player to turn things around. Like Josh Allen, man, that dude is a stud. Like, I still give Nate credit. He was buying up Josh Allen like before Josh Allen even popped. Yeah, that dude is legit.
I played sports when I was a kid, and I love basketball, football. So like me looking at talent and players, I don't want to say I have an advantage, but I just I could kind of see the it value, or the it the it that a player needs to be like that, take that next big step. You know what I mean? And that helps a lot when I'm picking out cards and buying stuff early on guys. You know what I mean? Like I think I bought that Josh Allen Prism for like $40 raw, sent off the PSA, and that's going to be coming back through that one submission I sent out. So should be coming back shortly if PSA puts the pedal to the metal a little bit on economy stuff. But
yeah.
I actually looked at one of my orders. I'm getting I should get my Kobe back here shortly. Nice. It's at quality check 1, which is step 6 out of 8. So
nice. Stash is asking if we know Conky. Yeah, we do actually. He's a friend of ours from Ohio that does storage units. If you guys are familiar with me and Nate's channels, even as far as a year ago, we used to do a lot of storage unit videos and stuff like that as well. So Conky, actually, fun fact, just bought, I think, John Bettis' storage unit in Pittsburgh. It was the brother of Jerome Bettis, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh,
yeah. So that's pretty awesome. I think he's going to, he said he's going to hit us up next time he rolls through for the unit. But it's pretty awesome. He says there's tons of Steelers stuff in there.
Oh, I bet. I
said, well, get at your boy. You know what I mean? You know, I collect Steelers stuff. Yeah, Conky's a good dude, man. Really good guy. Yep. Okay, so him and Rob. That's awesome. Me and Nate, fun fact, the first storage unit we ever bought at a storage, like a live storage auction, we split it with Rob from Second Sense.
So I was looking at the Pirates payroll this year. It's 53 million. It's a little more than I thought they did, but then I looked at the Dodgers. It was 247 million. So you got that team paying 5 times what the Pirates are paying.
That's nuts.
I mean, Trevor Bauer's making more than half of what the Pirates paid out this year. I mean, him and Kershaw, Mookie Betts is half the payroll. I mean, they got literally 4 guys that, is basically half of the Pirates payroll. And that's half their team. The rest of them are making good money too.
Yeah. That's awesome, Frank. I just went to Kells yesterday. It was one of the 2 shops I went to. I went to Kells, and then there's one in downtown Pittsburgh, like right off of Smithfield Street, I believe. Can't remember what the name was, but it was really cool. I wanted to buy that. They had this matted signed 8x10 of Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair locking up, and it was autographed by both of them. I was like, do you realize, like, as a wrestling fan, like, that's like Jordan and LeBron going one-on-one in a picture and both of them signing it?
Right.
I was like, that is, like, insanely cool. Joey's in the house. What up, my guy? He's finna win like the reseller poll over on Instagram, man. Joey bada bang, man, in the finals. Appreciate you, Joey.
What up, bada bing?
Hey, man, enjoy your lunch, bro. Eat something good for me. Yeah, dude, if you're in the Berg again, it's downtown Pittsburgh, right off of Smithville Street. There's a parking garage literally like a block away. So it's pretty easy to get to. It was only a tie because no one can, in good conscience, beat Joey by name. You know what I mean? Joey got a hold of them mail-in ballots. Being a mailman. I'm just kidding, Joey. I know you would never do that, my man.
Yeah, I don't know how it works exactly. I don't know. I don't think it's like the NBA where each team gets the same amount. I think, you know, I don't know. I can't remember how that baseball does it. But
Ari's in the house.
It's something like that.
Ari's my slabs or cash guy. You know what? I was actually just thinking about something last night. I was literally looking through my channel, scheduling stuff, making sure like I had everything right. And we just did slabs for cash for 2,000 subscribers. And right now, let me refresh. We are at 2388. Like that's like way quicker than I thought we would gain more subscribers. So I actually have a slab that I did a giveaway on the channel that was never claimed. So when I hit 2,500, I'm gonna give this away, you guys. And then when we get to 3,000, we're gonna do the full blown slabs or cash like extravaganza again. But Nate's also doing that as soon as he gets to 2,000 subscribers. So go over there because I want some of his slabs. He has some fire.
Yeah, especially now because I sold a bunch of, you know, some of the cheaper ones and stuff I had.
Yep.
I'm gonna drop the link for our auction. It'll be on my channel at 4 p.m. Eastern. If you're not subscribed, come over and subscribe. Come hang out. I just dropped the video on my newest grading tool, and man, that thing is a game changer. That's for sure.
Yep.
I have no fear of grading any raw card anymore.
Speaking of raw cards, I was at Kells, which is, in my opinion, if you're going to bargain bin shop in Pittsburgh, that's the spot. So I grabbed literally.
Did I go to Kells with you?
No, that's the one in Bridgeville.
Oh, okay.
I've only been there like 2 or 3 times, and it's been with Marty every time. But I literally grabbed all of these singles just for our auction. And literally, I'm just going to put them up for what I paid for them because I don't care. I just want you guys to get good deals. But, you know what I mean? Like, clearly Don Russ's, optics, like all kinds of good stuff, man. All right, relics in here, autos.
That's one thing that's, you know, I'll probably do more of whenever I go to like some different shows, like some bigger shows and stuff like that, is dive in some of their, you know, bins of some of the bigger vendors and stuff like that, because they'll basically put a lot of stuff that honestly shouldn't be, you know what I mean? Yeah. Now with grading being, you know, so expensive and so crazy right now, you know, a lot of the stuff, you know, probably wouldn't be gradable, but it would be, you know, cool stuff for the PC and different things like that, or maybe grabbing some prospects or guys that slipped through the cracks and now are better, and those guys can get graded.
Yep. Oh, I pulled a couple of things out of my grade thing. Like I have this Ja Morant watercolors I was going to get graded with CSG, and because it's a not made by Panini card, they didn't want to take it or whatever, and I'm not paying $15 to GMA to slab that, so. That is a gradable card that'll be in the auction. Dude, look at this LeBron James. He's like, that's right, I'm rocking the Kangol. I got all kinds of crap in here, man. Got a bunch of everybody keeps asking for Devin Booker. I picked up like every Devin Booker parallel I could find. Like almost all the stuff I picked up there was all like parallels and stuff like that. Like basically all the players everybody always asks for or whatnot. Rookies, superstars, relics, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, they have a super good selection there. I relapsed and picked up more Sekou too, so there's going to definitely be a nice like Sekou lot, like different parallels and stuff like that. But like I'm sorry, if you're giving me Sekou for next to nothing, I'm probably still gonna buy it.
Yeah, he's still a young guy. Sometimes he just needs a change of scenery. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, or whatever. So like that's why with some guys, like even Kevin Porter Jr. for a second there, like I didn't have anything graded, but I didn't also get rid of all my stuff that I wanted to get graded of him
Yeah.
because he's young. He was going to a team that was definitely needing talent because they were basically traded all their assets away. So he's going to get a lot of playing time, a lot of good looks, and probably be a number one scorer for them for the most part.
Ari's here to claim it right now. Slabs go to Ari.
Drifted through says grading game changer, a black marker for those old black border cards. I don't agree with that, but yeah, those black border cards, man, they're so hard to grade, so hard to grade.
Yeah, they really are.
I've been looking at a lot of stuff on eBay, just trying to snipe and do maybe buy some bigger cards raw. And I was looking at some Durants and stuff like that, and man, like everyone is just butchered on the back that's raw.
Yeah.
I got some Tyrese Halliburton coming in. I bought his Dodger stuff coming in.
Nice, dude. I like Halliburton. I should actually have some Halliburton stuff in the auction this week too. And I think I had some last week too. But yeah, I have like hoop stuff of him. I should have like different color parallels of Prism draft picked of him. I don't think I have any Donruss. The only Donruss I've had of him, I think, was Marty's. I think he's grading it. PSA 9s are a huge value right now. Like it's insane. Like the prices you can get some stuff, especially like modern basketball right now. It is like so cheap, so cheap. Yeah, I don't understand how you could not have Trae Young or Ja Morant in top 25 or in your tops under 25 list. You know what I mean? Like Ja Morant's like one of those guys I believe in so much. I bought one of his like Prism autos. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't just do that with anybody. And for him not even to be on the top 25 list. Granted, he's dealt with a couple injuries and stuff this year too, so I don't know if like they're trying to do it based off of like this year's play or not. But I mean, either way, both of those guys they're studs.
About to check that now. See who they have on that list, or aren't they going to show me it? I have to pay for ESPN Plus to see the list. I think fantastic.
That's awesome, Nate. That's the best way to do it. Like, cause me and Marty were talking with Kel yesterday, and like he gets knocked a lot because like he has oftentimes cards like scattered in his shop. But here's how the dude like literally runs his business. It is so brilliant, and he takes care of literally like everybody with the way he does it too. Like he buys out ginormous collections like on the Reggie. Like if you say you have like a collection valued at like $10,000, cool, I want it all. Like he buys it all. He brings it into the shop. He sorts it out, and that's how his bargain bins are always so good because literally, unless it's like extreme fire, like Luka Doncic prisms or whatever, you know what I mean? Like he doesn't want to deal with it. If it's just like a sub $5 card, he's throwing it in the bargain bin. You know what I mean? For like $1, $3. You know what I mean? Like you can find decent stuff in there. You know what I mean? Like I pulled out a ton of like rookie parallels and just like really solid stuff. So
that's what I need to get into. I need to buy more or try to buy more collections because I mean, there's probably a lot of people in our area that have cards in the basement or they collected when they were a kid just like we were, and they just don't want to deal with it, or maybe they touched here and there and got some stuff and they just want to get rid of it, need the money. So I need to try and put some feelers out there and buy some different collections and stuff moving forward, man, because that's really how you can really score, man. Like
I'll just show you like just some random stuff that was like between $1 to $3 in his bargain bins. Like, I mean, it's Chronicles and it's nothing big, but it's a parallel, $1. Parallels $1. You can't see that because it's green. Green screen running. Like Joel Embiid, like purple hollows, Devin Booker. I don't know if that's Mojo or what that is. Little circles, maybe fast break. You know what I mean? But like Tyler Hero, rookies, Obi Toppins. And like I said, these are all like $1 to $3. You know what I mean? Like for rookie and superstar parallels just in his bargain bins, like rookie jersey relics for like $3. Like, sure, I'll take those. They're numbered, everything, like Jaren Jackson, second year for $3. You know what I mean? Like he has all kinds of like optic rookie parallels for like $1 to $3. It's like, why would you not buy those? You know what I mean? Like there's money to be made, especially if they end up being gradable.
Heck yeah.
But like literally the main reason I wanted to pick stuff up from him is because most of like my good singles that we've been putting in the auction are getting snapped up. So like I really just wanted to replenish stuff so like we would have stuff for, like good stuff, like not just like, the same old stale stuff that's been up 2 or 3 times already. You know what I mean? But like Trae Young hollows, like die cut rookie cards numbered to 75. You know what I mean? Like Carson Edwards isn't like anything great, nor is Tremont Waters, but I mean, for that cheap, why would you not? You got the got game of Nate. Look at them doing that right there. Another Sekou. I just can't help myself with Sekou. I don't know what it is. But like Kawhi Leonard prisms, more purple hollows of Joel, like numbered James Hardens. Like I couldn't not buy this stuff for $1 to $3, especially like for example, we have Philly fans coming. Like, look, here's a number to 175 red die cut of Tobias Harris. Like to like the average person, it's like, oh, it's not a rookie. But like for me, like if this was a Larry Nance Jr., you better believe I'd be excited to own that. So like I know that there's people that are from Philadelphia that come to the auction. They probably would like that. You know what I mean? So that's the benefit of going to like places with bargain bins. Like for example, Prism draft picks. Like, look, I got these 2 Cole Anthony's. One of them's numbered. I got these 2 silver Denny Avdias from draft picks. Like it's nothing like major, but you know what I mean? Like graded, like the color variants do hold value. Picked up a bunch of Donovan Mitchell though, because there's been a ton of people asking for Donovan Mitchell stuff lately.
Yeah, I think he went nuts last night. Game 1, I think I heard someone talk about.
Dude, me too, Skylar. That's where I camp out. Like first thing I want to see is what slabs do you have, and from there it's like, okay, do I want any of these slabs? And then if not, it's like I will literally dig through every bargain bin you have for like the rest of the time I'm here. But yeah, like literally all of that is just from Kel's bargain bin. And the awesome thing is too, like he's one of those dudes that like if you're buying a lot from him, he'll hook you up. Like I think this should have been like $152. He just gave it to me for 140. You know what I mean? And like I did buy, like in full transparency, I probably bought about 20 like short printed inserts of Sean Kemp in a Cavaliers jersey. It was bad. He probably felt bad for me. Like I can't believe this.
Those were probably the throw
at $1 a piece.
Let him have it.
He was like, I can't do this to this guy.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell went nuts. He had 37 points last night. The Jazz, man, I just can't believe that they're having such an amazing season. I think they only lost 12 games so far. I mean,
yeah, they're awesome, man.
I mean, on paper, they aren't. If you would tell me they would have the better record than the Nets, or if you would tell me they had a better record than the Clippers, the Nuggets, the Lakers, even the Trailblazers, now that they got did that trade with Toronto, like they have a great team, and they're balling out, man.
My bad, guys. I got some life stuff happening, so like if I get phone calls from like certain places, I have to answer it. So, well, yeah, sports cards, right? They're pretty cool. So, have you picked up any specific stuff lately, Nate, or have you been targeting any specific stuff? Like, I've been going hard after the ultra modern lately.
The last couple things that I bought, like I bought some raw stuff of, I bought some, I picked up some Jordan here and there. I got a 95-96 Skybox EXL, which is like the cool, here, I'll show you. Picked up this for 26. Let me share. I picked up this for 26. I mean, it's black border. I don't see any white on any of the edges. It looks centered. So it just looked cool looking Jordan card that I'll grade. I got that for 26.
Yeah, I like that set too. I want to say I used to have a Kevin Garnett. Is that a 1995 card?
Yeah, 95-96. Yeah. That's Garnett's rookie year, I believe.
Yeah, I had a Kevin Garnett rookie just like that when I was a kid.
Here's the LeBron that I picked up that I was showing you guys yesterday. I just think it looks really cool. I mean,
that is sick, dude.
It's a holo too, so I picked up that.
Dude, you know what would have been better though? Like if they would have actually given them their like city edition uniform in that. You know what I mean? Like I just think every year, like how iconic those city edition uniforms are. Like when the Cavs trot out with their Rock and Roll Hall of Fame unis, it's like, you know what I mean? Like when we went to that one game and they trotted out, I was like, the city edition unis. Like that would have been sick if they would have incorporated that. I mean, it's a sick card either way, but just to make it even sicker, you know, like they do the downtowns and like they'll literally incorporate things about that player into the design. You know what I mean? That would have been super cool. So if you're listening, Panini, next year's set, use some City Edition jerseys. I mean, really, they could even use the previous years, you know, what I mean, on most players.
I've been picking up some Devin Vassell. He's just a lower end guy, kind of, you know.
It's a nice card.
Kind of like what I've been doing with, like what I did with Tyler Hero. Just, you know, I kind of just picked him out of the group, and he's cheap right now. So I picked up that. I got another one here. It's another lot. It was cheap. So I got his base and another color parallel. And then I picked up an Obi Toppin just because I think there's going to be, you know, we're going to see better days of him. Then I got a Tyrese Halliburton and Wiseman for $12. So the Donruss stuff has really went down in price. So that's more or less what I've been going after. I got this Victor Oladipo. I opened these cards with Skybox, which I didn't do it because it was not good. Trey, T-Mall. I got the Beam Team Scotty. I got the GOAT man right there. Crusoe.
Awesome, Brandon. I'm so glad that you got that, man. Hopefully you enjoy it. And I just think it's super cool, like the story. You know what I mean? Like you now have an investable piece in that Trae Young PSA 9 rookie card, but like you have a story behind it. You know what I mean? Like you have you can trace it. You know, I always love having that. You know, with my cards, so that's super cool. But yeah, I appreciate you supporting our auction, man.
You know,
if anybody hasn't yet checked out our Facebook group, it's completely free. Basically, if you have questions about cards, like really even about eBay, because me and Nate do a ton of eBay and stuff like that too, feel free to go in there and ask or buy, sell, trade your own stuff as well. But we also do our group submissions and stuff, and most information goes there in regards to that. The next group submission for my channel is a CSG submission that is shipping out on May the 3rd. So if anyone's interested in that, literally all I charge is like $1 per card that I ship. And like I will go through and I will look at your cards, clean your cards, and remove any that aren't going to give you like a 9 or a 10, in my opinion. You know, so it cards. You know what I mean? Unless, like, for example, me, like anything I'm sending to PSA that I'm expecting top dollar, I want Nate to run it under his machine. You know what I mean? Like if there's a flaw, I want to know before PSA knows. You know what I mean? So because you can lose a lot of money sending stuff to like PSA or to like really any of the companies, especially now that prices are so astronomically like crazy. You can lose a lot of money. Like for example, I was looking over a friend's cards. I was going to do a special submission to one of the companies just for my friend because he wanted to get some cards out, and I always have cards that I can send to pretty much any company laying around. Like I told you guys yesterday during the live, like I'm notorious for being that like blaster box guy that just has a blaster full of cards ready to grade at any given time. So like I was getting ready to do a special submission, and just looking over the cards, it was like it probably wasn't worth sending a lot of them. So it's one of those things where like I genuinely will try to help you save good money, and Nate has done that for me time and time again. Like I can't tell you, like I look over my cards very thoroughly, and he doesn't have to pull very many of mine, but when he does, I'm very grateful because like I just don't have money to waste on a slab that I'm going to lose money on. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing that sucks. Like whenever I was doing those GMA submissions, if you're not getting a 9 or a 10, like you're basically not making money on a GMA slab. So like for me, like I want to be super picky with what we send. And that's why like a lot of times when our submissions come back, we have across the board a 50% over a 50% gem rate, which means like I basically look at cards, and if it doesn't have a chance to 10, I basically will pull it and be like, this is why I don't think you should send that card. You know what I mean? Like you're basically saying like, okay, I'm basically hoping this is a 9 at this point. You know what I mean? And most of the time, if you're hoping something's a 9, it's probably an 8.5 or an 8. You know what I mean? Like that's just the way like I've seen it go. So as long as you're really picky with your cards, like it's not, it's not hard to make really good money on grading submissions and stuff like that. But it's whenever you have like, say like $100 or $200 basically eaten up with like inventory that you're losing money on. That's where, in my opinion, that's where group submissions are awesome. Especially with as much as I've sent to PSA, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to be, sending some, doo-doo brown.
Yeah, I mean that machine I have is a game changer. Just looking at that one card that I was looking at the video where you can see like that corner was barely like bent or whatever. There was like a little impression on there.
Yeah,
I couldn't see that with my with this old school like magnifying glass, and I couldn't see it with naked eye. I could see the corner damage on the edge, but I couldn't see that that slight bend on that corner. So, stuff like that, like if you send it to PSA or anybody, you know what I mean? That's going to definitely, affect the grade, for sure, especially if it has another issue along with it. You know what I mean? So, grading moving forward, I almost want to, I don't want to say I can guarantee 10s or pull out all 9s or whatever, but I mean, it's probably as close as I can ever do it right now. Like, honestly,
well, I'm gonna show you guys this. I suggest like after this, we're done being live. If you haven't seen his video yesterday, go watch the whole thing. Just because it's sick. But I'm gonna pull up his channel real quick, and I'll share my screen, and I'll like literally show you this machine. Like it's a game changer. Like I'm not gonna like play the whole thing, but I'll at least show you what the machine looks like. Because I do think you guys would benefit from watching Nate's video. Share my screen here. So this is Nate's channel, guys. If you haven't gone and subscribed to him, make sure you do, because him and I like literally do at least 2 collaborations per week. So this is the video he did yesterday. So we're gonna mute that.
I love the commercials.
Another thing that helps out like content creators, like Nate's my boy, so like I just let his commercial play.
Thanks, homie.
You know what I mean? Like it's like the small things you don't think about, but like even like throwing like the like on the video, like that kind of stuff. Leaving a comment down below, like that kind of stuff helps.
Definitely. Yeah, it all shows YouTube. Hey, you like the content, you like that similar content, or even recommend
Look at this. We're gonna get Nate paid twice. We're getting paid twice, guys. But look at this thing. Look how sick that is. Like, this is the type of stuff like PSA uses. This is the type of stuff like people use like for pre-grading at card shows. Like, look at how close this thing gets you to the card. This is why I send my major heat to Nate through group submission, because this is what you get. You know what I mean? And like I'm in the process probably before the next group submission goes out, I'll probably have this machine too. Because I mean I probably spend like considerably more time looking over cards than I need to. And like something like this would make it just so easy to be like, oh yeah, this or that. You know, and like to be able to send somebody a picture of like why their card isn't gradable would be so much easier with something like that as well. But you guys definitely want to make sure, if you haven't checked out this video, you want to check it out. I'm going to drop the link in the chat.
Yeah, it's a huge game changer, guys. I mean,
and if, say for example, you are one of the people that do group submissions, right? The nice thing about that is you could potentially save money from having to send it in, having something like this, because then you're going to be like, okay, that's definitely not going to attend because look at that. Like, you can actually see the edges well on something like that too. You know what I mean? Like some of the stuff that is very hard to kind of tell. Yeah, it pretty much is Thrift Beast. It's a microscope with a monitor. That's exactly what it is. Yep.
What up, Salas?
And there's lighting on it too, right, Nate?
Yeah, there's actually two lightings that go on the side, but because of my basement lights being right above, I just spun them out. But you know, if you're in a darker area or you're at a card show and you're able to plug in and be able to use it, like for, you know, you can actually put two lights there, so this way you have exactly the most perfect light, or maybe you have light on one side, then you just spin it. So, you know, it's honestly like the most amazing piece of machinery for cards that you know I've seen.
That is a brilliant idea that Brandon just said. You can provide Star Sock service. You can expect and only send A's. Yeah, I mean, like literally, like anything you guys do, like it's the best. Like what I do typically with the cards I have that I own, like because it's weird the way I do my cards. Like I have cards that I consider inventory, and then I have cards that I consider Anthony's. And Anthony's stuff, like literally, if it's not gradable, it doesn't go in one of my blaster boxes, and I literally just stick it in a box somewhere.
Yeah, I mean that might even be a good point. Like if I would use like Star Stock, or someone uses Star Stock, and you know they wanted me to look over the cards and make sure they're A quality, you know, I could definitely do that. The biggest thing for me is like I like buying a lot of like raw cards because I buy a lot of singles. I don't buy a lot of packs and different things like that. So you know, whenever I go in and you know I'm looking at different cards, and you know, like I bought this Beam Team Scottie Pippen, I can actually, you know, expect the card and okay, well, you know, this isn't mint where they said it is, or it isn't brand new or whatever. And then, you know, if I have to return it, I have to return it. You know what I mean? But like, or, you know, if I was going to grade this for somebody, I can look over it and honestly give them my best interpretation of what kind of grade I'll get, and depending on what they would want to do, you know what I mean? Like I send it in. If not, then I can do something else, you know?
So this link I just put in there, that microscope, if anyone's interested in it, if you use that link, Nate will get a little bit of money for referring you to it on Amazon. So that's the link from his video. So I feel it's only fair since he put me up on it to use his link. So yeah, I'm buying one for myself because like as somebody that I grade a lot just for my personal self, you know what I mean? Like my goal is to be able to like literally pay my bills with graded cards every month. You know what I mean? So like with that being the case, like having something like that, well, like even for like the GMA type stuff or like the CSG stuff where you really want the 10s or the high grades, you know what I mean, to really make money on the stuff.
Definitely.
Like anything that I think's even a 9 now, like I can be like, oh, boom, right there. Like, yeah, I'm not sending that. You know, normally, like, I think my eye is good enough with the naked eye that, like, I think the only thing I ever miss like from a 9 is maybe an 8.5, unless it's something I don't care about. Like I have a cat relic that I wanted slab because I love my cat. So like I could care less if that comes back an 8. You know what I mean? But like anything that I am going to potentially sell to make money on, like I really want a minimum of a 9.
Because
Although in today's market, 8s are doing well for like PSA and stuff like that. You know, especially on like older cards.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
exactly this breaks. Exactly.
That was part of the reason why I got it. You know what I mean? I wanted to do it for the card show aspect, and you know what I mean, like if I go to card shows, I can actually, you know, buy raw cards without fear because I'm like, okay, hold on a second, let me check this Kobe rookie silver hollow and see if I want to buy it, and I can actually scope it and see if it's worth buying or not.
Yep. Exactly. Hey, Patty, good to see you. I appreciate you being here. She says, I know nothing about sports cards, but I wanted to say hi. I really appreciate that. Support's always awesome. You know, whether you like the cards or not, I just appreciate you guys coming in and saying hello. But yeah, it's awesome to see you, Patty.
Yeah, it's more or less like when I would go to shows and stuff and I would see like a big dollar like raw card or whatever, you know what I mean? Like I would literally be scared to buy it. I mean, I would look at it and I have a really good eye too, just looking at it just in, you know, just in my hand, you know, just checking it out or whatever. But
I'm sorry, Nate, but I gotta give respect where respect is due. Like if you're going through like awesome like hoops to troll, like I appreciate that. Thank you for being engaging, Dixie Normus. But yeah,
I mean, like seeing if I want a Kobe rookie, so if I'm going to a show and I see one raw and I'm like, okay, well that's gonna 9 or 10, I'll pull the trigger now. Versus before, I would just be like, okay, I'm not gonna do it. I'm scared. You know, I don't know for sure. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I said what's up to my guy Dakota here, man, but what is up?
What up, Dakota?
If any of you guys are going to be in the waiting room for HGA tonight, come hang out with me over at Dakota's channel. Dakota, you should have a wrench, I believe. If you do, go ahead and drop a link to your live stream tonight, man. He's a really good dude in the hobby. You know, really, really knowledgeable. Good dude, you know. So check him out. This break said seen a HGA 95 Tatis bid over 100 more than a PSA 10. That's awesome. You know, I think there's something to the customization. You know what I mean? Like just for me, like I'm waiting desperately to get these Okoros in that are going to look disgusting in like Cavalier colors and parallels and stuff like that. So like I would say somebody who's like a hardcore Tatis collector or something like that, you know, like they might already have that card in PSA 10s. You know what I mean? They might be somebody like me that like collects even like a rainbow stuff. They might want that Tatis in every slab, and like that might even be like their Tatis, like their PC version of it because it's like in good color or whatever.
Right.
I think they might like you more than me today, Nate.
I don't know what is going on. I think our Facebook group might have infiltrated a few of them, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, so anyone in the chat that if you're blue, you can feel free. Anytime you see something inappropriate, like you're blue because I trust you, you can feel free to time them out. Or if they're not being like harmful, it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? Like Dixie Normus, like I find that funny. You know? But you know what though? It's a good thing, Dakota. Like I was always told by bigger channels, like trolling is a good thing because it means that like somebody's jealous and you're doing something good. So, but either way, like it turns into watch time and activity, and YouTube loves watch time and activity. So like I'm low key, like I'll take you into like the secret workings of my YouTube channel, right? There's people that like will leave like awful comments on like every video. And there's this thing that YouTube has called like a like a comment filter spam thing or whatever, and it catches like all of the bad stuff and holds it, and like doesn't let the public see it because it recognizes it's like derogatory or something like that. But sometimes me just being like the cynical person I am, I like to go in there and read the comments, and like I'll put hearts on them and I'll reply with like really nice stuff, and like no one sees it because like it's stuck in my spam folder, but YouTube still recognizes it as activity. And sometimes like when I'm bored, I'll just sit there and like have like long conversations and like literally use it to push videos. It's amazing. But I mean, it is what it is. Like it doesn't necessarily bother me. Like as being a guy that is like 350 pounds, I used to wear a singlet in public. You know what I mean? Like there's not really much shame left in me.
Definitely need some thick skin.
Yeah. And you know, like I relished as being a professional wrestler being the heel. So like my thing was like to get people to hate me, like, you know what I mean? Like I used to love it, you know, because that's how you get over as a heel, you know what I mean? And like a lot of times, like if you're a good enough wrestler, like baby faces won't even get over people like you. So but yeah, I mean, I'd gladly walk in front of hundreds or thousands of people in spandex. So being fully clothed on YouTube isn't that bad.
All right.
But yeah, like I said, anybody that has a wrench, you can always feel free to use it. You know, you get the blue things because I trust you. So that's a good question. Dakota says thoughts on Tops Go public. I think it's a good thing. You know what I mean? Like it allows them to become bigger than they could become without being public. Now, the only thing I would be worried about is if they allow a influence outside of the hobby to like kind of speak into like creative or, you know, any kind of direction of the company. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I think having like extra investments, extra money, and all of that's just good for quality control, for better sets, for, you know, for whatever, you know what I mean? So like, it's just like any other company, you know what I mean? Like you can be like a really big, awesome company as a private company, but once you're public, like there's just so many more opportunities. But then again, there's also more hoops. Like even if we're talking about wrestling, like WCW back in the day, you know, they were basically having people who didn't even know wrestling run the company, and they wonder why the company failed. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those things. You just have to make sure that you, for example, like CSG. I think one of the reasons they're respected already in sports cards, not only were they respected as a company that did comics, but they went out and they hired basically Beckett's team to come in and run their grading process and everything like that. So you know it's a legitimate thing. So I think as long as Topps is diligent in making sure they keep hobby people, you know, the focus of the direction of the company, I think that they'll be fine.
Stash said, hey Nate, take out some of your graded 10s with is if they have any flaws or just what they would see it as a 10. Yeah, that is a good point. I do have a few 10s that I can, you know, look at and see. You know, the main thing would be centering, because, you know, that's the one thing that kind of has the little swayability, you know, with PSA. So as long as the card, you know, has a certain look to it or whatever the case, you know, on this, like for example, like say Prism 1819, and you can hone that in and see how the centering is. Then when you're grading cards, you can literally know, okay, this is going to do, you know, I expect it to do this well. So it kind of does give you definitely an advantage moving forward whenever you grade other cards like that.
All right, so I'm gonna bring you guys an exclusive. And when me and Nate say these Q&A shows are literally for you guys, and we will go anywhere you guys want to go. This is a fan made video. Look, it don't even have a like. I'm gonna be the first like on this video. But these are Tony Hansen rookie highlights from my first year as a professional wrestler. So for those of you that want to see it, there you go. Enjoy. There's some cleavage right there. That guy I'm putting in the full Nelson there, that is his name's John Burton. He was a radio personality in Pittsburgh, and now he's a radio personality in Tennessee. But yeah, I straight up got cleavage on his back there.
You're basically like, listen.
Look, watch his choke slam. Boom!
Nice.
But yeah, this is like me, like completely green and raw as a rookie. So if it looks terrible, it's because I probably was terrible at this point. But boom, there's me in spandex. And you see those socks I'm wearing there? They're white and black. Those socks are legitimately Cordell Stewart socks. I used to wear his game used socks in my wrestling boots. Yeah, so I figured there's no copyright on it because it's like legitimately like as independent as you can get as far as wrestling goes in this. Like I don't even think any of this is even like DVD material. This is pretty much my wife with a flip camera, most likely. But yeah, if there are any trolls left, you can enjoy me in spandex. Because after all, the truth of the matter is you can now never unsee me in spandex. Yeah, I just walk around with this dude on my shoulder. It ain't no thing. But yeah, this is like me, like literally whenever I was terrible at wrestling.
I'm gonna see you come off the top rope. Did you do any high fly maneuvers ever?
Not really. Like I would jump off of the apron off to the outside or off of the second rope, but I wouldn't really do like anything off the top rope. I'm way too fat for that. But like, yeah, my major moves were that 3D. That was our tag team finisher. But the choke slam was like my big finisher. I did the splash like that. You know, all kinds of. I basically just did every big man move that there is. Because most of the people I wrestled were like smaller than me.
I used to do the occasional choke slam to kids when I was a kid.
Funny thing is, I used to do like all of these moves in my aunt's pool growing up on my cousins. Although there, I used to do like frog splashes and stuff off of the diving board. Like I haven't seen this in forever, but this was actually fan made. Like R.I.P. Mario was a fan that actually did this. He passed away a couple years ago.
That's what I was about to ask Thrift Beast. Thrift Beast says, did the ref just double team a guy with you?
Yeah, that was my tag team partner. He was doing a gimmick at the time called like the enforcing official, where he was refereeing his own matches. So like that was his gimmick. He'd come out to the ring, and since he had a referee's license, he would kick the referee out. And he would like referee the own match. So like if somebody's pinning him, he's like literally counting himself down. And if he's pinning somebody else, he's counting them down. Stash says, put a link. I'll give it a thumbs up. Sure thing, man. I'll grab it as soon as it's done being full screen. But yeah, there should be like all kinds of stuff on there because like I think this was the YouTube channel we were using to upload stuff back then. But yeah, this is all like straight ghetto stuff. I have an entire I don't want to say bookshelf. It's like a little DVD rack full. This is awesome right here. Chokeslammed him off the top rope. I was literally ripping this guy's beard out there. Vincent wants to know how old we are. I'm 36. Nate, I think you're 35?
36.
Are you 36 too? Okay,
yep.
Cool.
Yeah, you're just a few months older than me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because I was born in October. You're in January.
Yep.
You see how ghetto this is? You can see it. You can see a lamp there. So when this dude was putting together the video, he was recording his TV.
It must have been off of like a VHS tape, like he was recording.
Dude, you gotta respect it though, man. Like somebody like literally will go through like this like effort to like put together a fan video, you know?
I think it's pretty cool.
And if nothing else, if you're into fat men in spandex, it's a good video to watch. How much time's left on this? Oh, we should be at the end.
My visitors from Florida. Shout out to Florida.
Yeah. So
Sunshine State.
we're probably gonna start wrapping this live up. I'd say probably the next few minutes because Nate goes to work at noon. But yeah, for those of you that were interested in seeing me wrestle, there you go. I do still have these for any of you guys that are members of the channel. These are completely free. All you need to do is just shoot me an email. I have all that down in the link below. I can sign it if you want. I have like gold pens, silver pens, like all kinds of stuff. But yeah, that's completely free for you guys. Nice. Yeah, I remember I sent you a link like at the very end of your birthday. I was like, oh man, I'm a terrible friend. I like went on Facebook and it basically said it's Chris's birthday and it was like 10 p.m. I was like, I'm gonna give him that like bad friend happy birthday. But yeah, man, like that's awesome. Like we're all the same age. Thrift Beast is Canada's finest for you guys that don't know. Really awesome, dude. Yeah, I like throwing my enormous belly down on people. So Nate's shared a link here too, guys. Make sure you go and click the subscribe and the bell button so that you'll know when we go live on Sunday at 4. We go live the same time every week, but just so you don't miss it. Oh, look, there's my original card. It's the back of it, I guess. That's the one that SGC said no to. They literally just put a label that said no on there. But I'll drop a link to that video if you want to go check that out, Stash, or anyone else. It actually has music on it, but it's copyrighted music, so I didn't want to play it. Hey, no problem, DJ. I appreciate you being here, man. You just miss. If you don't like large men in spandex, you might not want to watch like the last 15 minutes of this video on replay. But in all fairness, you guys asked for it. At least one of you asked for it.
He lets you have it.
So Nate also does live streaming on Twitch, guys, for Grand Theft Auto. So you guys are into like gaming and stuff like that, make sure you go follow his Twitch channel. And while you're over on Twitch, follow me because I literally have like one follower. I'm the most pitiful Twitch streamer on planet Earth. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go over there and upload a banner on my Twitch stream that says "Help me not suck." Like Uncle Sam, like you can help me not suck as a Twitch streamer.
And last but not least, I dropped for our Facebook group. That's where you can join group submissions, ask questions, buy, sell, trade, and just hang out with the guys. It's free to join. Yep. Appreciate it.
Also, very soon too, me and Nate have to like finalize the date, but he and we're going to be doing some collaborations with our members only live streams and stuff like that. So that's going to be coming very soon. Like we're going to be having one. So we'll keep you guys posted with that. We like to have our members only stuff be like a little more intimate and stuff like that. So we'll definitely keep you posted with when and how to get involved and plugged in with that. But we are going to bounce for now, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate all the support. If you have any questions that we didn't address, feel free to leave it in the comment section because I check every single comment. Sometimes like I don't get around to it for like a day or two, but like I do at least read every comment. I try to respond to everyone too. So if you have questions, put them down there. Or if there's cards you guys want to see in our auction, you can put them down there as well, and we'll try to get them. I already know that we're looking for Orioles and Nets for this week's auction. So it's nice to know that because then we can sort through boxes and try to find stuff for you, make sure we have it, because day of auction, like normally I'm so like scattered. But I definitely appreciate all of you guys being here, and we'll see you later. Greetings on the Manjay.
Peace, guys.